Hey, good morning, guys. This morning I'm standing here in front of a theater, a place where men and women, they perfect the art of pretending to be someone else. It's their jobs to mask themselves, to talk like someone else, to look like someone else, to appear like someone else, to take on a character or a role. Their entire objective is to be someone that they're not. Now, for them, it's their profession, it's their paycheck, it's how they get paid, it's what they do, it's their art, it's their work. But what I've come to know and to understand and to appreciate about life itself is that many times we're not actors and it's not our profession. And yet we are trained from the moment of conception to conform like someone else, to sound like someone else, to be like someone else, to do it like someone else. We live our whole lives pretending to be, sounding like, looking like, attempting to conform to the society that we're in, the culture that we're in, the world that we're in. And I'm not here to be pessimistic. I'm not here to only point out the negative or the bad. There is some good to conformity. There is some good in learning to fit in and to be like those that are in your space and in your place. But there's also something to be said about the fact that in many cases, I know it was true for myself, we're the last ones that we get to meet. It's funny to think about it, right? We're the last person that we get to meet in this world. We're the last person that we get to learn how to relate to. Like, what's our voice really sound like? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like when you're doing that inner talk, right? That inner dialogue, that self-talk. Have you ever questioned, is this my voice? Is this God's voice? Or perhaps if you are aware enough and self-aware enough, you're asking yourself, is this the voice of my mom or my dad or my coworker, my boss? It gets kind of confusing. It gets unsettling because from the moment we wake up each morning, we're inundated with someone else's ideas, opinions, worldview, perceptions, and perspectives. We cut the news on in the morning and we're hearing what they have to say. We go into our jobs and we hear what our bosses have to say and we hear what our coworkers have to say. We're in our own home and we hear what our spouse has to say and our children has to say. We're on social media. We're listening to the latest news. We're listening to the latest trending topic. And all the while, we're being inundated with information from someone else's point of view, their agenda, their desires, their wants. But what about us? What about you? How often do you truly recognize your own voice in the midst of this chaotic world? How often do you look in the mirror and know that you're seeing you, like really appreciating you rather than the you that you've made up, that you've been pretending to be? I'm not here to wreck your world. I'm here to spark some awareness because many times, many of us, we are unfulfilled, discontent, discouraged, disheartened. We're not doing life at the level that we desire to do life at. We're not happy. If we were honest with ourselves, we're not happy. We're not satisfied with where things are in our world, in our personal lives. And what I've come to grow and to acknowledge and to appreciate is that many times we're the missing piece to the puzzle. Like if you feel a void, like you feel like there's something missing and you can't quite put your finger on it, it's usually you. We're the missing piece to our own puzzle. Because again, since the moment that we've been born, we've been trained to be overly concerned with what others are thinking, others are saying, others are doing, trying to conform, trying to fit in, trying to be liked, trying to be validated, trying to be approved of. In your own home, trying to win the approval of those around you. On your job, trying to win the approval of others. And oftentimes we run into shame because we made a mistake, or we run into some other mental pattern, and we learn to medicate. We learn to temporarily mask the pain and the suffering. But at some point, like it did for me, at some point you come to the point that it no longer medicates. Conformity no longer medicates. Doing it like others no longer works. And we're faced with this choice. Choice number one, we can acknowledge that we have been trained to be like everyone else. Fall in line, sound like them, look like them, do it like them. And that worked for a while, but you're coming into your own. You're coming into a new evolution. You're coming into a new space. God's bringing you into a new place where you need to be realized. You need to be acknowledged. You need to be accepted. You need to be appreciated. You need to be in a relationship with yourself, because that next space, that next place, that next level, that next evolution, that next age and stage of life requires authenticity at a level in which pretending like these actors, it don't cut it. It don't get it. And so you're at this fork in the road and you're having to choose right? Remember the red pill, blue pill, right? Matrix reference, right? Movies. Red pill, blue pill, take the red one, and we are going to begin to grow in our relationship with ourselves, right? We're going to begin to grow in our relationship with ourselves. We are going to unlearn the unhealthy patterns that are undermining our progress, our purpose, our potential, all the things that God has made possible for us. We're going to unlearn those patterns. We're going to do the inner work. We're going to grow in our relationship with ourselves, right? Relate better to yourself, create better for yourself and those around you, right? That's what I preach. That's what I teach, right? So we're going to choose to grow in that. Or we're going to acknowledge that we're in the matrix, and we're going to take the blue pill and we're going to say, hey, man, I'm going to choose to just stay stuck. I'm going to choose to continue to pretend like I'm good, to pretend like I'm okay, to pretend like I can keep doing life like this. And some of us will choose that path, and we will go on and we will die full of potential, full of the possibilities, full of the promise and the purposes that went unfulfilled, unrealized, untapped. Like Miles Monroe once said, the graveyard is the richest place on the earth. Why? Because all of so many of our dreams go there. Unrealized, unfulfilled, unnurtured, unbirthed. Because we chose to ignore the signs. We chose to say, I know what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I choose to believe that it's not possible for me. You may be at that fork in the road. And if you are, I want to encourage you to do something. If you are not aware that you are the piece to the puzzle that's missing in your life, if you are unaware of your purpose, your potential, and your possibilities, if you are unaware of what you are, if you are unaware of who you are, if you are unaware of how to get started with building a better relationship with yourself, then I want you to click the link that's in this description, or head over to my bio if you're watching this on social media. And I want you to access my free masterclass. I'm going to be upgrading that at the end of this year. Well, we're already at the end of the year. I'm going to be upgrading it in the months to come, actually, heading into 2026. But I'm going to be editing that and coming out with a 2.0. But I don't want you to wait for the 2.0. I want you to go ahead and grab the one that's available right now. It's absolutely free. And you can begin to learn what you really are, what God's already given you, what God's already invested within you, so you can grow in hearing your voice, and you can begin to learn to appreciate and value and put some priority on your purpose, on your potential, on everything that God has made possible for you. It's not about being selfish. It's about you filling and fulfilling the life that you've been given. It's about you doing the most It's about maximizing the life that you've been given. And in doing so, you're going to positively affect this world. You are going to contribute to society in ways you never knew were possible. Because what I have come to know, and I'll end here, is that our greatest contribution to life, even as it was for Jesus, was to be an example. Remember, Jesus came to each of his disciples and he said, "Come follow me. I will make you fishers of men. Come and follow me." He said, "Come and follow me. Let me be an example to you. Let me show you. Let me do in front of you. Let me provide an embodiment of the possibilities that are available for you." So as you grow in your relationship with yourself and you become a greater version of yourself and you begin to contribute in the ways that you've been purposed to, and you become a greater and a greater contribution in and of yourself to the betterment of society, those around you will be inspired. Those around you will be positively impacted. You will become that point, that point and that person of inspiration that you desire to be, because I know in the heartbeats and in the heart, the center of every individual, I know that there is a calling, there is a craving, there is a desire, there is a passion to contribute to the lives of those around you. You just don't know how, and that's okay. Again, we weren't trained to know how. We weren't trained to appreciate ourselves in this way. We weren't trained to think of ourselves in this way. But perhaps you can start now. If you're watching, if you're listening, it's not too late for you. It's not too late for you. I want to stand as proof. So listen, click that link, man. Let's get this free masterclass. Let's begin to rewire our minds, our brains. Let's begin to, as the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of our minds, most specifically renewing our minds concerning ourselves. And let's stop trying to be actors and actresses. If that's not your profession, then we need to stop prioritizing that. Let's take off the mask. Let's change our voice. Let's return home. Let's return home to self, right? I know you desire to. I believe God put this on my heart because you desire to. So here's your invitation, all right? Until next time, I love you guys, I'm praying for you guys, and I believe in each and every one of you guys. As I always say, let's continue to build a better relationship with ourselves. Let's continue to create a better relationship with ourselves and those around us. And that begins with you actually meeting the person that you've been waiting to meet all your life. You. God bless you.